Hi there, good morning. Mr. Nelson here, and we are going to be starting in on our secret box. As you see, I'm here in the shop. I've got the tools all behind me. I'm going to be working with tools today, so make sure you got your safety glasses on when you start this project. So I'm going to tilt the camera down so you can see the parts that I have, and I'll talk about the parts that you're going to need for today. So tilting the camera down so we can see everything. There we go. All right. So for today, for what we're going to be working on today, you're going to need your front and back, your two pieces, your front and back. You're going to need one piece that is one of your sides. You're going to need your bag with the nails in them. Then you're going to need your two pieces of pine, not the fir pieces, but the pine pieces. And these are 5.5 by just about 1 inch by 3/8 of an inch thick. So these are the two pieces we're going to be attaching to our front and back today. And let me show you why you're going to be attaching those. I'll move this over here. Whoops. Move these over. Oh, tool-wise, what we're going to need today, you're also going to need a pencil. You're also going to need a hammer, and you're going to need your tape measure for today. So make sure you have those items with you before you start. So here's our finished project, the box right here. This is the top, so I'm going to just take the top off, and there's the inside of our box. But surprisingly, that's not the bottom of our box. It's got a secret bottom to it, hence the name, the secret box. So you have things you want to keep away from your brothers and sisters and so forth, and private things, you can keep them down there at the bottom of the box. So when you open the box up, you think, oh, when you have items on there, but then those items, you're going to take out and just take the secret bottom out, and you have the parts for this. So today, these two parts on the side that hold up the bottom are the ones that we're going to be putting in and installing in place right now. All right, so that's what we're going to start with, is installing our two pieces of the strips of pine. Now, how our box goes together is this slot down here. This is called a rabbet, and these are rabbets or dados, and this is going to be fitting together like so. And then we're going to have our other side on, and then our front of the box is going to be going on like so. So this is ultimately how our box is going to be put together. So as you see, these parts go into this dado slot that we have right here. So when we put our parts on right there, we need to make sure that they're further out. This is 3/8 of an inch distance right there. We need to make sure that these are 3/8 of an inch, because if they're flush on the side there, then our box won't go together. So to do that, we're going to make some marks on here. But the other thing that I want to point out is that we need to distinguish now and make sure that we have a left side or a right side, or just make sure that both of these pieces get attached on this side and this side, not this side and that side, because then it won't do any good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a mark on the top up there, just a light mark that I'll sand off later. I just put a little X on there, and that lets me know that I'm going to put my parts, these pine parts, on this side at the bottom of the box. All right, so let's get going on this. I'm going to take this down, take this down, take this down. I'm going to use, now I have my X right there, so I'm just going to transfer an X right there. Now that X is going to be covered up, so now I can take that off. I have my X right there, so again, I'm going to transfer my X right there. So these two are going to be mirror images of each other. They're not going to be exactly alike. They're going to be mirror images. This is going to fit together like so. So I need my pine piece, when I put it on, to come up to that edge right there. It could be out slightly. That's okay. We just don't want it back here, and then we'd have a gap here when we try to put our box together. I'd have a gap underneath there. If you could see when I try to put that together, you see that dark gap down there. So we want to make sure that our box is going to fit together like so. So I'm just going to draw just a light line right there with my pencil. Remember, always use a pencil when you're working with wood like this. And then since I'm in the mode, I'm going to do the same right here onto this one. I'm just going to draw a slight line right there. There we go. So this piece I'm going to put down there, and this piece I'm going to put down there. Now, I need to use my smaller nails. In my box or grouping of nails, I have two sizes of nails. I have these 1-inch nails, and then I have these 1.5-inch nails. I want to get 4 of these 1-inch nails. You should have about 8 of those in your box, in your kit. I'm going to get another one right there. So I've got 4 of these. These are the ones I want to put in. If I use this to drive it through, I'm going to go all the way through, and it's going to drive into the bench right there or into your tabletop at home. You don't want to do that. So make sure you're grabbing 4 of the 1-inch nails. Just to make sure. Yep, those are the 1-inch nails right there. So make sure you're grabbing the 1-inch nails. I'm going to put those off to the side. I'm going to get my other nails. I'm going to put them all back in this bag so I don't get them confused. I don't want to buy, as I'm working here, just grab a nail by accident and have it be the wrong size. So I'm going to move these off to the side. Now, I want to make sure that I have this nice and flush with this bottom rabbet that I've cut in here and with my mark there. Can you see my mark that I put on the side there? So I want to be flush here and right to that mark that I put on there. Now I'm going to grab one of my 1-inch nails, holding this in place. I'm about 1 inch to 1.5 inches from the edge there. Make sure it's flush. There we go. And I'm going to take my second one, again, putting about 1 inch to 1.5 inches from that end, holding it in place. There we go. And it's nice and flush there, so our bottom will still fit in there. Okay, I'm going to move this one off to the side. I'm going to do the same here with this, just up to my pencil line. Again, you can see my pencil line right there. I'm going to move this over, have it flush to the edge there, grab my nail, drive that in, and making sure it's flush, moving it in about 1.5 inches. That one's about 1 inch. This one I'm going to make sure it's a little bit further back. There we go. Drove those 2 nails in, and because I used the 1-inch nails, they're not sticking out the back, so I have nothing there. And as you see, these 2 are mirror images of each other. So now, just to double check that I did this right, I'm going to put my side back on there. You see there's a little bit of a gap there. That's okay. And now I'm going to flip this one over here onto this side, and when I push it flush there, there's a little bit of a gap there. That's okay, as long as it's not pushing that out of the way. So then when we put this together, it will look just like that on the inside. All right, so just make sure that you're following through, making your lines here, making sure that these 2 are mirror images of each other. Once you get that done for today, you're all set. All right. And now you know why it's called the secret box. All right.